Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. So right now, about 850,000 people are clicking on a banana on the internet.
Okay. Can I
Yes,
question?
850,000. Yes.
Why?
Okay, well, it's an interesting thing. There's a game on Steam, and the whole idea is that you click the banana, and then every so often you get a banana skin. Okay. And then you collect the banana skins, and then you can sell the banana skins for 3 cents. And so, like, for example, the player will get 1 cent, the developer gets 1 cent, and then Steam, the platform, gets 1 cent. And so
who?
you have from whoever has this banana thing going on. Okay. I mean, so you get these banana skins, and then you go sell them. Somebody will go buy them.
It's like
That's
the
answer
stock
to your
market.
question. Yes, yes. And so people are betting that these banana skins are going to just go up, up, up in value. And so, like, you have some banana skins that are selling for like a few $100s. You have a banana skin that's selling for like $1,000. But here's what's going on. It's a classic pump and dump scam. Okay. So if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, Kim, I'm going to go on the internet and make some money today by clicking on a banana, and then I'm going to sell the banana skin that I get, it's just not going to happen.
Even if it's even early on? I mean, because you got to have the pump before the dump. Are we not in the pump stage?
We are in the pump stage, but there is now rumors that a lot of these clicking on the bananas are bots.
Okay.
And so Steam says, well, we're not supposed to have bots on the Steam platform, so they may shut it down at any given moment. So if I were you, I wouldn't be going after the banana. But speaking of, what do you call it when a banana eats another banana?
A cannibal banana?
Bananalism.
That was close. I love the smooth delivery on that punchline. Banana-ism. Can we edit that in post to make it sound like she just said one word, not four?
Well, because you said banana.
Canna-banana.
Bananaism. Okay.
Canna-bananaism.
So-
We'll edit that. That's going to be so seamless by the time we're done. You'll love it.
It all works over and over. It does. It does. And on that happy note, welcome. It's Kim Commando Today. It's your fun podcast about all things digital. And of course, joining me is the ever so handsome Andrew Babinski. You are getting women that are sending me notes saying, is Andrew single? I don't know what I should say.
No, you're not. You're not getting any of those messages.
I have been. I did. I've gotten two. Two.
All right, two. That's more than nothing. I appreciate it. Tell them to send me over some bananas and we'll talk. No, I'm taken. Now, before we get into the show and the top 5 things, I need to know, how did the contact lens go?
Okay, well, we had airplane troubles.
Oh.
And so the flight got delayed, and then I couldn't go see the contact lens lady. We're talking about my latest appointment at UCLA for my cornea transplant. So I went in, and the vision is 125
Okay.
in my right eye. Doctor says that's probably where it's going to hang out and be stabilized. With glasses, they can bring me to 20/30, which is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But he said that because of all the stigmatism, that I'm probably not going to want to wear the glasses because it's going to make me go dizzy, because I'm going to look down and go like, whoa, what's going on here? Because one eye's seeing this and the other eye's seeing this.
Okay.
And so on July 8th is my next appointment with the contact lens lady, who said, just looking at the records, she came in and she's like, you know what? I can put a contact lens on you and you'll be able to see 20/20.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing? So I'm super excited about that. Red shoes today, Andrew? Very nice.
The original Hey
Very
Dudes.
nice.
The Hey Dudes
Yes.
that started it all.
We hated them then, and we hate them now. What do you have coming up?
We have a story of a content writer who had an amazing creative job and how AI changed everything.
Well, and then we also have a great guest, a guy who tracks people who actually steals cars. I mean, this is a good Samaritan. I love good Samaritan stories. So we're talking with him.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. The internet is for bullying and name calling. I don't know what he's doing getting online doing good deeds.
What is happening with that? Hey, do us a big favor. Don't forget to like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And as long as you tell just one person about Kim Commando Day, we consider ourselves complete. Right, Andrew?
Absolutely. Together,
Just
as one.
Yes, just one. We are just one. And speaking of numbers, here are the top 5 things you need to know. It's happening with tech right now. We're going to start with Temu. Have you purchased anything on Temu?
Never. Can I tell you a quick Temu story, though?
Yes.
So I went to my mailbox, me and the kids, open it up. There's one of the keys for the packages below. There's actually 2 keys. And the kids got all excited because they thought we were going to have some packages. We open them up, and it's like 12 different Temu packages, but not for us, for our neighbor. And we walk everything down. We knock on the door. We hand him all his packages. He was very grateful. He was from China, only had been in the U.S. about 2 years. And that's where they do all their shopping. They won't shop anywhere else. They don't go on Amazon. They don't go through Walmart. They do everything through Temu.
That's it?
That's it. 100% of all of their, non-groceries. They couldn't have said more nice things.
So back on April 15th, 2023, that's when I broke the news that Temu was owned and operated by the Communist China. And guess what's happening now?
What happened?
Well, the New York Post broke a story that, guess what? Temu's owned by Communist China. Yes.
They broke your story after you already broke it?
Yes. Now, so many people are saying, like, why don't you like Temu? Okay. I don't like Temu because, well, first of all, it is owned by Communist China, and they do get a copy of every single thing that you do on your phone. It monitors all your apps, tracks your notifications, reads your private messages, goes into your chats, bypasses the firewall, any type of security software that you have, gains access to everything on your phone. So just like TikTok, now we have Temu that captures every single thing.
Now, for them to capture, is that simply by going to the website, or do you have to have like the app installed?
Oh no, you have to. You have the app.
Okay, I mean, so if you go to the website, you're going to be somewhat protected.
Yeah, you're just going to buy some cheap Chinese junk,
Right.
but
Okay.
but you can do that if you want. But this is an interesting stat. What do you think the percentage is of Americans who have purchased at least one item on Temu?
I'm going to say it's pretty low. I'm going to say like 35%.
Ooh, you're right on, spot on, 34.3%.
Look at that. That was solely a guess.
See, and ladies, not only is he not single, he's very intelligent too. See that?
Thank you.
Okay, so this next story I actually put in one of our free newsletters that you can sign up for over at getkim.com. And it was about, I said, a teenage girl's dance videos, they blew up on Instagram. And then because of Meta's filtering, is that men who liked little girls' dance videos and liked sexual content now became the majority of her followers. 92% of her followers are adult males. Okay. And then I actually got an email from somebody this morning who said, through the website, who said, now you mentioned she was a teenager. Was she a young teenager or an older teenager? Because if she's an older teenager, I don't see a problem with that.
I mean, there is a difference between 13 and 18.
Okay. He said the difference between 13 and 14 and 16 and 17, though.
He should have went one more year. He'd have been just fine. He'd have been perfectly legal.
In case you're wondering, she's 15.
Oh,
I actually looked up. She's
it's
15 years old.
I read this story actually yesterday when I was just bumming around on the internet. And part of the story said that the parents were just like, oh, okay. And they accepted it. They want their daughter to be an influencer so bad that they accepted 92% of old men just ogling her.
It's disgusting.
It's awful. I would have had my daughter off that app in a nanosecond. I don't care how much money
Yeah.
it's making.
No, it's ridiculous. So she's got all these, pedophiles. Is that the right word?
Sure. Perverts, pedophiles, sickos, whatever you want, however you want to describe them.
Moving on to number 3 is I read the story in The Atlantic, and so many people are dissing the Apple Vision Pro headsets. We are too. I mean, I haven't really tried one, so I can't say from experience, but I don't really see a need for me to go have one. Do you have a need for one?
No, not at all. And the hype died on those things so fast. It was like they're out. Everybody on the internet had one. They were posting all their videos, and then they all returned them, and it's dead. I mean, I've not seen one video of someone using it since 2 weeks after the release.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. But The Atlantic wrote the story about people who are actually using it, like this gal, Maxine Collard. And she has severe vision problems. I mean, really, really bad problems. And before, when she was growing up, she would take her Windows PC, and each letter that she could see on the screen would have to be 2 feet tall. Could you imagine that?
No.
It would be crazy to try to do that. So what she has found with the Apple Vision Pro, that she said it's like she just strapped 2 iPads right on her face. So now she's completing her PhD using the Apple Vision Pro. There was another guy in this article who has severe hearing loss, so that when he's in a room and he's trying to have a meeting, is that he can't really decipher which sound is coming from which person. Okay. So now with the Apple Vision Pro, he can go into these meetings and he knows exactly who's saying what. So the Apple Vision Pro, I don't think it's going to be a huge market for them, but if any of our viewers and listeners is that if you have any hearing or sight loss, they also mentioned people that have like severe cases of autism, that it actually helps them focus on things, is that you might want to look at the Apple Vision Pro. It's a good thing that you do have Jennifer, because you know what's the latest thing coming in at number 4 that's not dating apps. You know how people are meeting right now?
No. How are they meeting?
Running clubs.
Oh,
Running
single
clubs.
for life.
Why, you wouldn't try it?
No, I can't. I'm not a runner. I get so bored so fast that I cannot. I can ride my bike because I can put some headphones in and I'm going fast and it's over quickly. But I am not a runner.
You were biking for a long time, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I love riding my bike.
Well, now the new dating thing is running clubs. And the millennials specifically are saying, like, it's so nice to meet somebody in real life.
Shocker.
I know. Speaking of a shocker, 95% of all 13 to 17-year-olds are on some sort of social media. So, Dr. Vivek Murtha, is that how you pronounce his name?
Surgeon General.
Whatever his name is?
Yes.
Whatever. He's the Surgeon General. He has come out, and this is exact quote, "It is time to require a Surgeon General's warning label on social media platforms, stating that social media is associated with significant mental health harms for adolescents."
Okay. So I read this, and the first thing I did was had kind of the same tone where you sound like you're doubting that this would have any impact. They said that minors, anyone under the age of 18, if they consume 3 hours or more per day, that it doubles the chance for depression, social anxiety, mental health disorders like that. And currently, an average 13 to 18-year-old is on social media 5 hours a day, which is insane. I looked at my phone, and I'm about 30 minutes a day. But it seems like a lot for me. So if they put this warning on there, they're equating it to putting the warning on cigarettes. And when they first put warning on cigarettes, 40% of Americans smoked cigarettes. And today it's down to 12%. So it has some impact.
I don't think it's the warning labels. I think it has absolutely nothing to do with it. I think it's the fact that suddenly we learned that the tobacco companies were putting nicotine into the cigarettes, that we become addicted to the cigarettes. And then we all learned, like, oh my gosh, smoking causes cancer?
That's
Why
what's
would
on the
we
warning
do
label.
that? Okay. But I think they're a little late to the game with the social media warning. I think it's going to have absolutely no impact on anything other than somebody in Washington feels like they did something positive. They should have done this like 20 years ago. Where were they?
But don't you think some parents would sign up to, your kid, Mom, please, can I get Snapchat? And they go to sign them up. And when they go hit sign up, this huge thing pops up. It will have some social impact. I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm not saying it's going to cure all depression, but it'll have some impact.
You think that the kids are going to mom and dad and saying, I really want a Snapchat account? Really?
Well, my sister has 3 teenagers. Well, one's now in their 20s. They all had to get permission to get social media. If they had social media on their phone, hidden apps or not, and they weren't allowed to have it, it would get deleted. They would get punished. I mean, it's all bearing on the parent, obviously. But you're right. There is a majority of kids that just go out, do whatever they want, and their parents aren't paying attention at all. That's why they're on social media 5 hours a day.
Well, I think it becomes really, maybe a warning label isn't such a bad idea, but I think it really comes down to the parents. But, speaking of warning labels, here are some ones that I found. On a wheelbarrow, there was a warning that said, not intended for highway use. Okay.
Darn it. I was hoping to bring some bricks to Flagstaff. Now I got to take side streets all the way up.
On a thermometer, once used rectally, this thermometer should never be used orally. Okay, we needed that.
What if I use a scrub daddy?
Okay. On Apple's website, do not ever eat an iPod Shuffle. That was a little tiny one. Remember those? On a dishwasher, do not allow children to play inside the dishwasher.
No?
Come on, kids.
Oh,
Let's
my
go
kids
in.
loving it. It's like a sprinkler that's in a stadium.
And Caitlyn Jenner, she should have a warning label too.
Should she?
May contain nuts.
It absolutely does.
Hey, it's Kim Commando today. We're so glad that you're here with us because otherwise, Andrew and I would just be talking to ourselves. And just a quick reminder is that we love that you're getting the audio version of Kim Commando today. That's where you can find us in your favorite podcast player. Just search for Commando with a K. Just a reminder that you can also get the multimedia experience. That's right. You can watch the video over at youtube.com/Kim Commando. Once again, that's youtube.com/Kim Commando. Be sure to drop a few comments and likes and shares, because that's how we reach more people. And one of the things I love about Kim Commando today is I get to interview some really interesting people. And joining us is Titan Crawford. Isn't that a great name, Andrew? Titan Crawford.
Sounds like a professional wrestler.
Yes.
You know what, Titan? I'm going to take you down this Sunday at the Palace in Detroit, and me and you are going head to head in the cage.
Obviously, he's been watching too much wrestling matches, too many of them. So Titan, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. And so would we call you the Good Samaritan of cars on Facebook? Is that it?
Well, thanks for having me, brother. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, it's, I guess you could call us the community group of Good Samaritans that find stolen cars on Facebook.
So how did you get into this?
It was about 2.5 years ago in October, middle of the pandemic, and walking my dog Timmy, who's hanging out here down with me. We found a out of place Kia that was disheveled and trash everywhere, and so we contacted police. And at that time, there was no police interest. It had yet to be reported stolen, and so through some sleuthing, we discovered that in fact it was stolen, and were able to contact the owner thanks to the magic of the internet. And let them know, hey, your car is probably not in your driveway right now. So, and that took off from there.
And so how many people are in the Facebook group now?
We got a little over 20,000 in there.
Now, I was in Portland like 2 summers ago, and when I landed and we got in the Uber, I asked the Uber driver, could you take us on a scenic route before we get to the hotel? And he was like, sure. So we drove along the Columbia River that separates Vancouver and Portland. And I want to say, I don't want to exaggerate, I don't want to say like 1,000 cars are just sitting there right next to the river. They're burnt to a crisp. So Portland is like the perfect part of the country to do something like this.
Yeah, 2 years ago, it was extremely out of control. And that's kind of how it all started. You could turn a corner and there's a stolen car. The particular road you drove was Marine Drive. And all throughout Marine Drive was abandoned stolen cars because it's not really residential there. It's commercial traffic that moves through there, moving from one part of the city to the other. And so Marine Drive, 2 years ago, we were up there every day finding stolen cars, and a lot of them were burnt up or destroyed or stripped. And it's gotten a lot better since then, which is awesome.
Good.
But yeah, back then it was it was the wild, wild west of stolen cars. They were everywhere.
Now, why is that in Portland? I mean, because I don't see anything like that really happening in Phoenix.
It was a culmination of a bunch of events in the city. They lowered the police staffing. The pandemic played a huge role in how the city responded to everything. So people that were stealing the cars, if they did get, taken to jail, they'd get right back out at that point in time to go, steal another car, and they'd steal one and go back to wherever they were. So now we've got a little more accountability here in the city. Some of the people that were stealing 50, 60 cars a month per person, they've been incarcerated, and that reduces the
For
amount of
sure.
auto theft.
For sure. And so, how many cars have you reunited with owners?
We've never kept track. We're in the thousands, probably between like 3 to 4,000, maybe more. Um, we tried to keep track, and it was just too much to keep track of. So there was days, where you're finding 10 to 15 stolen cars, and to try and go through and count all those up day after day, we gave up after like 2 months. I have a team that helps me manage the group. There's four of us total. And so since we're always busy helping recover cars or finding cars, it was just one thing we just didn't have time for because we're all volunteers. We don't get paid for this, and we do this outside of our jobs. So time is the one thing that we wish we had more of.
Now, if I was just a person in Portland and I'm walking around and I see what I think is a stolen car, like parked in an alley or something, am I allowed to snap a picture and put it up on the Facebook page so people can find it?
Yeah, 100%. And we've also got public information that allows us to check that for theft records through the National Crime Information Center. So we can run a VIN number, we can run a license plate and see if it's been reported stolen.
So, how do you keep track of who enters the Facebook group? I mean, what if it's a thief that wants to see what you guys are tracking?
Yeah, so we're a lot of firsts in the country. We're the first Facebook group to be private. So what it allows us to do is preview the people that want to join and do a little research on them before they're able to join us. And so because of that, we're able to make sure the people that are up to no good aren't able to participate with us.
And so, are you finding more and more cars have air tags on the inside?
Man, I wish everybody had a simple tracker in their car. 90% of these cars would be found in 24 hours if you had a well hidden, that's the key word, a well hidden tracker of an air tag, a tile, a smart tag of any type. If you hide it in a body panel to where it can't be retrieved out, that would eliminate 90% of these thefts or solve them quickly. So the people that have the air tags in their cars, they find them 9 times out of 10 within less than 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but now the air tags will give you a warning if there's an unknown tracker near you and your phone. They just fixed that. That was a big loophole, for
Yeah.
stalkers. But now it's like you get in somebody's car, because I get in my son's car and he has a tracker on the inside, and then it says, "Oh, unknown tracker near you," and then it shows up with the last 4 digits of his cell phone number. But it's great that they finally fixed that, though.
Yeah, no, it's good for like your personal security. You don't want to be tracked by,
Hmm.
some stalker or anything, but for the protection of your property, it's great. And the last thing that, you want is your car to go missing. But if it does go missing, and if you can do a multi-layered approach like an air tag and then a different version, which like a tile, so you've
Yeah,
got
tile
two
would be
different
good.
ways to track your car. And I've noticed that probably like 75% of these cars that have the air tags in them, they don't get identified by the people that have it as having an air tag because maybe they're not using an iPhone. Maybe they're using an Android device, which are typically less expensive and more readily available, which is going to fit more of the demographic of the people who steal cars.
Yeah, yeah, because on Android you used to have to download that app out of the Google Play Store. Then it took 10 minutes for it to find it, and now finally Apple and Google is getting together. But so you mentioned this is all volunteer. What do you do as a day job?
I'm in the auto industry. I've sold vehicles for 22 years,
Oh,
so
wow.
I know a lot about cars, and so this is kind of an extension of that. So for me personally, it's all cars all the time. Cars at work, cars off work, and just I find stolen cars that happen to come by my work. That's a bad news for them, but makes it easy when they drive them up to my driveway.
So what kind of cars do you sell?
I sell used pickup trucks. So
Do you?
there's a Yeah, good demand for that, and got a lot of small businesses that need trucks for their business. So that's most of my clients.
Any cyber trucks on the lot?
No Cybertruck yet.
You can't sell a Cyber truck. Elon Musk is going to sue you for 50,000 if you sell it in the first year. Come on, Kim.
And I don't think we have the resources at my job to charge those trucks. So
Hey, Titan, thanks for being here. Andrew, you got to give him a good sign off.
Hey, brother, I'll see you in the Madison Square Garden. These 4-inch pythons against Tyson Crawford. Bring it, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me. And just you do what you can to secure your vehicle. A simple wheel club, a simple tracker. It doesn't have to be expensive because there's all sorts of aftermarket, alarms and anti-theft and GPS out there. But the simple solutions are often the best.
You got it. Titan, thanks for being here.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Just a good reminder, right?
Yeah.
Do you have trackers inside your cars?
No.
Or you don't have a car?
I'm actually so bad, I just leave my keys in my car.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean,
why?
It's
In the
illegal.
garage?
It's
Hopefully.
illegal. No, I don't park in the garage. I just leave them in the middle console so I can just get in and start the car. I know. I'm an idiot. I know.
Okay. You're also the one who uses a debit card. But that's okay.
I make a lot of bad choices.
Bad life choices. Do not take Andrew's advice.
Never.
Hey, it's Kim Commando today. We're so glad that you're here. I mean, absolutely. Don't forget to sign up for our free newsletter. Over 500,000 folks get Tech Smart every single day, and you should too. You can sign up over at getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. Let me tell you, I did the math, and it's 4.92 stars out of 5 stars. Yes, we have over 200,000 thumbs up.
That's awesome.
Thank you, and it's a great accompaniment to this, because this podcast is growing. It's widely successful. We are number 3 in
Tech
Rwanda.
podcast. Number
In
3 tech podcast in Rwanda.
In Rwanda. Yes, and we're proud of that.
You know what?
Proud of that.
I need to look up the YouTube subscribers in Rwanda. I mean, we may be on the tops of that chart and list as well. We're just huge in Rwanda.
Yeah, so if you're like watching or listening and you're the part of like the whole visitors bureau and
The Chamber of Commerce from Rwanda.
I don't think we're going to go, but thanks for asking.
Maybe I'll go. If it's a free trip, I'll do anything for a free trip.
As long as they're not fighting. I think
Yeah, exactly.
something's going on there. So what's going on with you?
So an anonymous content writer went online and the reason why he remains anonymous is because he doesn't want to lose his job, and he also doesn't want to tell his story and hurt from getting a new job. But he was part of 2 years ago, he was part of a team of 60 people, and their job was to be creative and write internet blog content that the company would then package up and sell to people. They did it from every single business, real estate and aircrafts, whatever. And you think of it, they came up with it. And there was 60 people writing. Well, the company wanted to save some money. And they said, so from now on, what we're going to do is we're going to take a headline, like real estate prices boom in Northern Kentucky, put it into ChatGPT. ChatGPT will put out an outline that will help you write your content faster. And once they implemented this and everybody learned, they cut some of the staff. So they went from 60 down to 40 writers. Then they decided we're going to go from just ChatGPT doing the outline to ChatGPT doing everything. Writing the headline, creating the idea for the article, and writing the entire article. And everyone's job was immediately in danger. And everyone got let go except for one guy. The one who was telling his story. He went from one guy. They went from 60 writers to one guy. And instead of being on the creative side where he has to come with the ideas and write the content and write the blog, now all he's doing is getting the articles from ChatGPT and editing them to make them sound human.
Wow.
An entire group of writers blown out.
So the freelance writing business is in the crapper.
It is. It really is.
Sure.
And these were all staffed writers. They weren't even freelancers. They were all employees of this company. I mean, this is
That's
what
true,
this
too.
company does. This company puts together content to sell to people. That is their sole purpose. And they eliminated all of their staff except for one guy. And he talks about how awful it is because no longer does he get to come up with ideas and be creative. But the ChatGPT makes the same errors and the same mistakes and the same way it delivers its, and he's doing the same edits every single day. And that's all he's doing.
So he's probably going to get fired.
Right.
From his job.
He absolutely will. Once they figure out how to have ChatGPT edit itself so it no longer sounds robotic and
Oh, for
sounds
sure.
human, which is coming, yeah, he's going to be out of a job and he's going to have to find somewhere else. There was another article that I read this weekend where it talked about the amount of graphic designers and the amount of freelance writers down 25% when it comes to the gig work because it's all being replaced by AI.
Well, we're trying to find an in-person staff writer, by the way.
Oh, human?
Yes, honest to gosh, human.
Why would you do that? You can just plug it into a computer.
Because, it just doesn't sound right.
It doesn't.
It doesn't
You're right.
have the research. It's not always correct.
No.
I mean, we're still laughing about putting glue on pizza. It doesn't have the feeling that there's a person behind it. And everything that we write has that feeling. And so if anybody's listening and watching and you're looking for the ultimate opportunity, I mean, the best opportunity, you do have to be living in Phoenix, Arizona, or the metro area. And, linen is a choice in your wardrobe, definitely when it's 115 degrees out. Okay.
Is this a work from home position or in the office?
In the office.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because we have freelancers and they're not always reliable.
Okay.
They don't always do what you want them to do. And I was talking to Allie about this, and I was standing outside Allie's office where, we have cubicles right outside her office. And I said, here's the difference. Let's say we need somebody to do a story about the top 10 prompts if you're in a marketing position. Okay. So now we're going to do it with a freelancer. So you have to contact all the freelancers and figure out which one has time to do it. Okay. And then you have to make sure it's one of the freelancers who is really good at writing this type of content. Then you have to outline the story of what you're looking for and give them examples of some of the prompts. And then you have to send it to them with a deadline. And then they're going to write back and say, I can't make that deadline. And then they're going to have questions about the prompts. And then you're going to have to answer those questions again, and then comes back. And then the copy comes in, and then you have to edit it. Then you have to edit it with them, but you have to get a time where you can actually edit with them that's convenient for them.
I got it.
I
get it. I know why now. That sounds like a nightmare.
It is. So we have the job open over at komando.com/careers, komando.com/careers.
Can I ask you a question and you'll be honest with me? At any point, did you say, let's try AI to write content for the newsletter, for the website, for the show?
Of course. Yes.
And when you tried it, you obviously didn't stick with it. What was the main reason why?
It didn't sound like a person.
Okay.
It felt stiff. It felt almost robotic. Will it get better in the future? Yes. And I even sat there, Andrew. Oh my gosh, I sat there for hours, like 3 hours, teaching ChatGPT to write like me. I gave it show scripts. I gave it DLHs. I gave it USA Today columns, Daily Mail work, New York Post, USA Today. I mean, it's not like there's not a lot of content that I've written. So I just kept feeding it, saying, write this, make it sound like me. I just couldn't do it.
Okay. But it will get there, but who knows when. Hopefully, for all your employees' sake, not anytime soon.
Hey, it's Kim Komando today. Just a quick reminder to like, comment, share, and also get the free newsletter. I mean, just try it. You try it once, you're going to be hooked. Sign up over at getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. When I say like, comment, share, that's wherever you get your podcasts. And make sure you leave us a great 5-star review. And if you can say a few kind words about the podcast, well, that's even better, because that's how you kind of work with the algorithms, because the algorithms say, oh, they must really love this. I bet somebody else might too. Yes. All right. So, Andrew, we were talking a lot about artificial intelligence in humans.
Yes.
Right?
One more AI story. McDonald's was working with IBM on replacing, not fully replacing, but at least taking the orders at a drive-thru with a chatbot instead of an employee. The employee would still be there monitoring the orders, processing the payments, but the interaction between the customer and McDonald's at the drive-thru would be AI. And they've canceled that contract with IBM, and they are taking it out of the 100 test stores that they had it in. So you're thinking, oh, okay, the customers didn't like it. They don't want to talk to AI. They don't want to talk to a computer. They want to talk to a person. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing it because they're probably going to sign a new deal with Google, who's already working with Wendy's on their AI at the drive-thru. Because McDonald's also has a deal with Google for a chatbot for employees. So if the ice cream machine's down or there's an issue with the register, you can just go to the AI internal chatbot, ask them what do I need to do, and it will tell you. And my favorite part is that this chatbot's name is Ask Pickles. So when the employees have to interact with the chatbot, they have to say, Pickles, how do we fix the ice cream machine? It's not working. Hey, Pickles.
They couldn't come up with something like Ronnie, like Mackie.
No,
it's
Pickles.
It's really Pickles.
Yes, and I love it.
No, you're not. You're making this up.
100%. It's the internal employee McDonald's chat box is Ask Pickles.
We should have one of those for our staff.
Anytime you have a problem, just go ask Pickles. What would we call it here?
It couldn't be Pickles.
No, that wouldn't make sense. Little Commando? Little Kimmy?
No, how about Ask Blondie?
I mean, I like it, but I don't like it as much as seeing a 16-year-old yelling at Pickles on how to make change for a Big Mac when you got a $10 bill.
I know.
I love it.
That's so funny. Ask Pickles. Hey, we are doing a soft launch on our new website.
Oh, nice.
Before we leave you. We rolled out a brand new website. It's really slow right now. So that's why we're not doing like this big push. But if you are wondering what it might look like, head over to commando.com. But do not send me any notes like, oh, the website's so slow. Okay, we know that it's slow. It's indexing all the articles in the background, but it couldn't index them unless it was live. So we know that it's slow, but it's. I think you're really going to dig it because the advertising has been cut like 75%. Okay, so yeah, I know.
That's huge.
Andrew, Andrew, you're looking at me like, wait, she just cut money?
Right. Someone's saying, here's a bag of money. And you're like, just give me a quarter of that. That's not the Blondie I know.
Me neither. But we're working on it.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.